Hello and welcome to the Mockingbird Show. Today is Father's Day, the 21st of June, and we are celebrating this with a lot of zest. Every preschool has prepared for the celebration of Father's Day. Some did it on Friday, some have observed on Saturday, and maybe some are also observing today on this day, which is the Father's Day. Well, this video is not about Father's Day celebration, but this is a bit about the father gap that we can see in our society, because the father, being the sole bread earner of the family in most cases, often fail to connect with the child when they are in the early childhood years. So it is primarily the mother who gives the nurturing to the child. Of course, the basic amenities and facilities are provided by the father, yet we can see that in Indian households, fathers are not really involved with their child at times, and that leads to the father gap. So today's episode will be a short one where I would be discussing about the father gap and its impact on children. Well, what's emotional absence? Emotional absence is not physical absence at all. It is being present, being in the child's annual day show, and yet not asking the child, how do you feel about it? How did your program go? It's not about never taking the child to an ice cream stall, but taking the child, but at the same time being involved in one's phone calls, being involved in one's business or other work that they do. So here the child actually feels a kind of a distance from the father, and they start to develop certain emotional gap, which becomes very difficult to be filled up when the child grows up. So we have seen that this happens quite often. It happens mostly in all households, because in the early childhood years the fathers feel that the child is well taken care of by the mother, and though they are physically present, not being emotionally present is something that they don't do consciously, but I somehow feel that it is something they have not attuned themselves to, like getting involved in the child's drawing something together, playing with the child, or so somehow I feel that they do not think that is their role. They just are the providers, in a way, and that creates the emotional gap with the child. Next is why father matters. Of course, father matters a lot. I've lost my own father when I was 3.5 years old, and I could sense that void in me from my early childhood years, and it has still not left. That void is there. So a father's presence, a father's love, a father's care, a father's guidance, a father's mentorship matters a lot. And we as children look up to our fathers, and we feel that they are like the pillar of strength, and we kind of admire what they do. We admire the way they talk, and that kind of secretly creates a feeling of security, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of being appreciated and loved when the fathers take care of us. So it is very important that this bond is created, and this bond is developed and nurtured in the right manner. For sons, fathers often become the earliest blueprint of masculinity. Children don't learn masculinity from lectures. They absorb it, they watch how he speaks, how he handles anger, how he treats women, how does he respond to mistakes, does he apologize, does he say sorry. So all of this actually shape up the boy, because it is kind of an emotional language that they learn, and son who receive emotional presence often learns that strength and softness can coexist. Likewise, for daughters and fathers, it's like a relationship which is so valuable. For a daughter, a father is like her first love of her life, a hero, and for a daughter, the father is some place where she feels safe, she is unconditionally loved. So, a daughter who experiences consistent emotional engagement may develop stronger internal validation, and she also has a greater sense of security and love. And on the other hand, a daughter who experiences unpredictability may spend years trying to earn certainty elsewhere. His every behavior, his every action is being noticed and observed by the children. So I've often heard a lot of fathers who are now having grown up kids tell me that I miss my child's childhood, and they often regret because at that time they were, kind of busy with their earnings, busy with their life, busy with their work, and they actually miss the beautiful moments of their child's childhood. And now they regret and they say that they have grown so quickly, and how can I get the childhood back? It is not possible. So we need to understand the value of now, the value when your child is coming to you with a question and you are there to answer, and they just cuddle and hug you and you are there for them. So these moments would never come back. Fathers, you need to remember that these moments would never come back. And when your child is grown up, and when you see that they have become like you and they are a grown up person in front of you, you feel that, oh my God, I've missed their childhood. So it's something so valuable that we should never miss. And every moment of fatherhood is really, really exquisite and valuable. So what can you do as a father? See, I would not tell you that you get involved with them all through the day, but it can be moments where you connect, you play a game together, you watch a movie together, you are telling your child a bedtime story before he or she is put to sleep, and also ask your child that how was your day, what did you do in school, show me your homework, and just get involved with the child. So it is about the quality time. I would not even say that give a lot of quantity time, but it's the quality time. It's the hug, the look, the way you hold your child, the way you ask a question. All of that actually leaves a very lasting impression in the mind of the child, and that impression is very positive. Well, I have also come across a lot of parents and fathers particularly who would talk about this father gap that was created when their child was smaller, and they had no time and they were like busy traveling, doing their work, fending for the family, and now that father gap is created. So they have a very big difficulty in creating a bond with the child. The child is now not talking to the father much. They do not connect to the father, and sometimes they say that how can this gap be repaired? Can this gap be repaired at all? So I would say that, see, before you go for reparation, it's always better that we do the right thing from the beginning. So here I would say that do not allow this gap to be created in the first place. So if you do not allow this gap to be created, the question of reparation doesn't come. Well, if that gap has already been created, then you need to again focus on your child, give them time. You have to kind of scaffold, you have to kind of change that brain architecture of the child, where they have a feeling that my father is always absent, my father is never there for me. So you have to take extra care, extra time, extra caution, and a lot of time you need to dedicate in order to create that bond that has not been created at the right time during the early childhood years. So here you will actually need to work on this, you will actually need to nurture a lot and really create this bond with a lot of plan. So I would always advise fathers that be there for your child right from the early childhood years. So if you're a father listening to this short video on the occasion of Father's Day, then remember that it is not the gift that you get to your child which matters. It is not something very expensive that you give to the child and matters. It is your love, your cuddle, your hug, your questions that shows concern for the child, and all of that actually matters to your child. And try to be present both physically, mentally, emotionally for your child, and that is the best gift that you can give to your child on this Father's Day. And when after many years, after this bond has been formed, it has been strengthened, you will see that again after 10-15 years on that Father's Day, you will get the greatest gift from your child, and that is the gift of love from your child back to you for this time, for the love that you have showered on your child. Thank you so much for joining me in the Mockingbird Show. I'll come back with another interesting topic next week. And for now, have a wonderful Father's Day. Enjoy a lot with your child and give quality time to your child. And cherish these wonderful moments and this wonderful day today.